Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the Daily Tarot for Monday, 24th of January 2022. I've shuffled, so I'll cut. This is a major arcana reading. Death in the reverse. The Empress in the reverse. And the Hierophant in the reverse. Okie dokie. Right, the first thing I thought when I saw this were the words, "It's not inevitable." There's an absence or an opposite of inevitability bringing us into this reading, because death is the card of inevitable change. It's the card of impermanence and the unending changing of everything, whether we like it or not. That's what this card represents, and how no matter sort of how much we know and how much we've got and what we've kind of accrued, which is represented by all the gubbins, this gorgeous gubbins at the feet of the Reaper here. It all gets swept away in the end. However, as I say, and there's nothing we can do about that. It's in the reverse. So perhaps there is something we can do about it. Okay. But you see, there are other cards in the tarot cycle that represent change that we actually drive ourselves through our own will. Cards like the Chariot and the Lovers. So it's not just about having control over the change. It's about the fact that this change that is represented here is the opposite of inevitable. So evitable. That is from the Latin, and certainly from the French, éviter, meaning to avoid. So there's an indication of avoidability here. Okay. Empress in the reverse. Yes, something disconnecting from other things. Something, what the image I'm getting is of the disintegration of a piece of fabric, something that was woven together, kind of fraying and coming apart at the seams. Okay, that's what I'm getting there. Okay, and the Hierophant in the reverse. I mean, the Hierophant being the card of, or the kind of the phenomenon of political control, basically. Political control through kind of rules-based systems applied to moral matters and possibly spiritual matters. I mean, in our cultures these days, certainly in the West, we don't have like really kind of strong spiritual stuff. Church and state are, on the face of it in any case, very clearly separated. And many of us don't have a clear or defined identifying religious identity in the world. Nonetheless, we do have certain basic rules about moral behaviour. Don't steal, don't lie, don't cheat on your partner, or don't get someone to cheat on their partner with you. Those are the basic ones. I thought, oh yeah, and don't kill. A bit basic, that one, isn't it? So those are the basic rules that we all really try to adhere to. But this is about the rules, as I say, of morality. This is not about law. This is about morality and how we organise ourselves, and how we organise ourselves in top-down structures in that matter. Because what we see here is Mr. Super Moral Power on his papal throne, like basically telling everybody else how they should behave. This is not a court of law. This is a temple. All right. So it's concerning the moral dimension in the reverse. So, okay, that's what I'm getting for those 3 cards, but I'm not sure at this stage of the reading how these things link together. Okay, this is becoming clear. This disintegration, this coming apart at the seams, is not something that is sort of in its season. I mean, everything disintegrates in its season. That's what autumn is. That's what winter is. Autumn, it all kind of breaks down and things come apart and rot down into the ground, and then it sits there fallow through the winter, and then whoosh, you know, all those nutrients that have come from that rotting matter into the earth spur the next spring's growth. Okay, so disintegration in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing. However, what I'm seeing here, because the death card here is in the reverse, is that this process of fraying and coming apart at the seams and disintegrating that we see here in the Empress in the reverse is not of its season. It's not inevitable. It's kind of, whether it's willed or not, or intended or not, it is happening as the result of action taken, rather than just because it's time for it to break up and disintegrate. It's breaking up and disintegrating because people are behaving how they are behaving. And that behaviour is something to do with this upending of the basic rules of how a moral society functions, how we treat each other, how we behave towards each other. And I mean, these things are encoded in law, but they're pretty basic. As I say, don't kill, don't steal, don't deceive and dissemble. And I mean, there's no law against adultery anymore, is there? But you know, I guess it's quite recent that that was taken away. So don't cheat on the personal level in terms of relationships and sexual relationships. But it is codified into law. But it's also, you know, most of us don't need to know that it's against the law to kill each other. Okay, so it's on its head here. Right, let's move on. Right, Lovers in the reverse, flippin' X, Star in the reverse, and Judgment in the reverse. You know, when I shuffle these cards, I split them in half, and I turn and I turn and I turn the 2 halves, so I get a good combination of stuff in reverse and stuff in the upright. Absolutely nothing, as we can see here, in the upright today. Goodness me. Everything is on its head, basically. Choices that we might want to make about do we choose this or that, on its head. Perhaps we don't know, we can't see clearly what we want. Star in reverse, we cannot see which way to move forward, and we're not sure what is the best kind of destination for our projects. Yeah, what is that North Star? Which way are we traveling? We've kind of lost our compass a little bit here. Judgment in the reverse is very interesting. Wow, okay. I'm not sure, how does this fit in? You see, if it was in the upright, I'd be saying, well, you know, it's all going to come out like we see these things, but it's not. It's not. Attempts are being made as part of this behaviour to keep stuff hidden and to keep stuff quiet. There is it's menaces. It's menaces and things being kept in the dark. This is not a particularly happy energy, I will say. So I think the invitation on the table today is to just stand aside and watch. Stand aside and watch, because there are forces at work here that are not well disposed to our happiness. So keep out of the fray if you can. Fraying. It's fraying. So stay out of the way. You stay on the edge, you're more likely to come out of this in one piece. Right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.